Hello, Seagulls. It's Thursday, March 18th. Thank you for joining us today. SU's weekly COVID-19 positivity rate remains around 1%. Yay! And we're conducting roughly 1,000 tests every day. Thank you to those who came in to test on their regular dates during spring break and those who were diligent in scheduling their makeup tests yesterday and today. And please remember to continue showing up for your tests on time. This helps to prevent delays and crowding at the testing center. If you miss your test and aren't able to make it up on your assigned day, you will lose access to all SU buildings, classrooms, and offices until your next regularly scheduled test with a negative result. Please email COVID testing if you have any questions. This weekend marks the midpoint of the semester and the beginning of spring. While many of us are looking forward to warmer temperatures and nicer weather, it's important to remember that COVID-19 remains a serious concern. Last week, Governor Hogan relaxed some restrictions to allow restaurants and businesses to open at full capacity with physical distancing and face mask requirements still in place. Last week, the governor also announced expanded capacity at Maryland's outdoor stadiums. This is good news for Sea Gull athletics fans who now have a greater opportunity to see many of our teams play in person this spring. I had a chance to watch our men's lacrosse team defeat the University of Mary Washington on Monday, and it was great to have fans in the stands. Some of you have asked if this will change SU's plans for commencement. While some other Maryland institutions have announced outdoor in-person commencement ceremonies at their stadiums, these announcements mostly have been limited to those with seating for 25,000 to 50,000 people. Sea Gull Stadium, on the other hand, has a maximum capacity of about 6,000, and that is reduced to just a few hundred when appropriate physical distancing is taken into consideration. Unfortunately, this is not enough to hold a full commencement ceremony with graduates, their loved ones, and other members of the SU community. However, an in-person grad walk at the stadium is still being planned to help celebrate our spring 2021 graduates individually, along with a virtual ceremony. We will let you know more about that when plans are finalized in April. Today, our traditional commencement location, the Wacomico Youth and Civic Center, is scheduled to open as the first COVID-19 mass vaccination site on the Eastern Shore. Dozens of SU students have volunteered to help those in the greater community who are eligible to find and make their vaccination appointments. I thank them for this important work on behalf of our community. And finally, many of you have heard about recent acts of violence and discrimination against Asian Americans that have taken place in Maryland and across our country. At Salisbury University, we denounce hatred and bigotry and all forms of racism, and we stand in unity with our Asian American community. We continue to be committed to providing educational and engagement opportunities to combat the stereotypes and misinformation that contribute to these types of attacks. What's happening is simply insane, and we must all work together to stop it now. We also understand that some campus community members may be concerned about their safety or the safety of their loved ones. Please know that SU has many offices that can help, including the Counseling Center for Mental Health Resources, the Office of Diversity and Inclusion for Programming and Engagement, and the Office of Institutional Equity for anyone experiencing discriminatory or harassing behavior. And, of course, any SU student or employee who feels threatened by violence should contact University Police for immediate assistance. Okay, at this time, I will turn the briefing over to Vicki Lenz, our Student Health Services Director. She will talk about the importance of the COVID-19 vaccine, what vaccine availability means for continued testing at SU, and the mental health resources that are available on campus as we pass the one-year mark of the pandemic. Vicki, welcome to the briefing.
Thank you, Dr. Wight. I want to start by reiterating the multitude of resources available to our students during the pandemic. Student Health Services and the Counseling Center are here to support our students' mental and physical health and wellness needs. I'd also like to note that although the governor lifted some restrictions, the City of Salisbury and Salisbury University maintain additional limits with regards to indoor social gatherings and outdoor social events that include appropriate physical distancing and face mask use. Any students found in violation of these restrictions will be referred to Student Affairs and may face disciplinary action up to and including suspension from the university under the updated SU Code of Community Standards. Finally, we have seen a number of questions regarding testing procedures in anticipation of the vaccine becoming more widely available to members of our campus community. At this time, testing continues to be required of all faculty, staff, and students to maintain access to campus and in-person classes, regardless of vaccination status. The university health team is closely monitoring the science and the latest CDC guidance surrounding this issue, and that will inform our policies. If and when you get the opportunity to be vaccinated, please do so. The best vaccine is the one that is available to you. And please remember to provide consent via GoalNet so that SU can access your vaccination status. Thank you again for having me on, Dr. Wight.
Thank you, Vicki. We appreciate everything that you and your staff have done for our students, especially over the past year. At this time, I will take any questions that you may have. As always, please send them via email to stayinformed@salisbury.edu. Eli Modlin, what are people asking about today?
Thank you, Dr. Wight. The first question is about testing. When students leave for the summer, do you think faculty and staff will still need to be tested every 14 days, or will it go back to every 30 days?
Well, this is always a moving target, and so my answer is that as of right now, we are planning to continue the current testing protocol, but as always, we are constantly revising and updating our policies with respect to the latest CDC guidance.
Thank you, Dr. Wight. This question is around vaccines. Do employees who share an office and who have been fully vaccinated have to wear their mask while in their office?
The short answer is yes. If you are alone in your office, then you may take off your mask. But if there is anybody else in your office, including your office mate, then it's appropriate to wear the mask in your office.
Thank you, Dr. Wight. That looks like all the questions for today.
Wow, that's a short briefing. Okay, Seagulls, that wraps up this week's briefing. I join you in looking forward to a successful second half of the spring semester. Our next briefing will be on Thursday, March 25th. We'll see you then.